Hello and welcome to Get Home Safely Today. My name is Mark, and our mission is your personal protection, safety, and security. One of the things that we all have in common is that from time to time we're going to take a fall, and nothing good really comes out of a fall. It can be very scary, happens very fast, and while we're falling, it's kind of a little unreal until that sudden deceleration trauma there at the very bottom when we hit the ground. And that's where we get hurt. Wrists, elbows, knees, front of your face, your head. So we just collectively call that the bony parts. And so when we take a fall, one of the things we want to do is try to avoid hitting any of those parts. We call that a break fall. And we're going to start off very easy. Instead of from this height, which is very difficult to do as a beginner, we want to be down low where we can be very comfortable. Today we're going to work on the front break fall. Yep, we're walking along, trip, and face first into the ground. Like our previous ones, we're going to do it from a seated posture. Now, I'll probably get up on the balls of my feet here. Breathing. I want to breathe in, and then I want to rise up and exhale forward. Breathe in. Why do we breathe out? I'm sure somebody's already said it, because we don't have any air in our body when we hit the ground. Give it to you from another direction. So let's look at just what's happening here. Again, I did not hit the ground with any bony parts. I also did not hit the ground with my hand extended. This is very common in the front fall, and is why a lot of people get their wrists broken, which then leads to other things being broken as things just start to kind of collapse and cascade, especially if you're on asphalt or something like that. Now, even if you did a superb job of this in real life, falling from a standing height, moving at 50 plus miles an hour, the chances of you getting a little burn on your hand from the asphalt or some concrete is definitely going to happen. But you'd rather have that than have your head crack open on the ground. That's what we want to avoid. So some bumps and bruises, we can live with those because falls are very dangerous and people do die every year, especially in bathtubs, on uneven surfaces, not thinking about where they're going. Maybe they're on their cell phone, not paying attention. Next thing you know, they're in a terrible situation and they've got a serious injury. So we were paying attention to our surroundings, and even so, falls can still happen. So we exhaled our air, we came down, we hit the ground, and if you notice in my posture right now, my knees are on the ground, but when I did this live for you, I actually lifted my knees up as I was falling and hitting the ground. That's what we want to do. This usually happens first for people, then it's the knee, or it could be the knee first and then the hand. None of that's going to work out for you. Okay, so from here, we want a simultaneous slap and knees up. At the same time, my head is turned to the side. It really doesn't matter what side. Just turn it to the side, right, so it doesn't plant into the ground. Now, with a lot of energy, your head may still go and touch the ground, but we're trying to dissipate the energy. That's why it's called a break fall. We're dissipating that energy. Another version of this break fall, it's a lot easier to do it from this position than it is from a full height standing, and that is to have your hands come together in the middle as a type of pillow for your head potentially to hit. Overall, I found this to be a little bit problematic over the years because the fall just happens so fast that trying to get your positioning like this is not quite as strong for supporting your body as your hands are like this. What I mean is, this position right here is not as supportive as having the big outriggers out here this way, braced up rather than being turned in like so. That's a personal feeling. But in a fall, and you're doing a brake fall, you take whatever you get. So if your hands come together like this, no problems. Don't worry about it. And it's the same thing with our other brake falls. If your arm's a little bit out of position, it's okay. We just don't want our arms so far apart that we're not going to get the braking effect that we're looking for.
Pretty, wasn't it?
So that's the end of our brake fall session for today. So a couple of things. First is don't let it intimidate you. Just start slowly, take your time, don't get hurt. What surface should you be on when you do the brake falls? Well, you can have a mat that's like this mat or any kind of mat. Yoga mat works just fine, maybe a couple yoga mats together. You could do it in the grass. So any kind of surface really that you want to be on and that you're comfortable with. Practice frequently. The more you do it, the more it becomes part of your muscle memory. And in a fall, that's really all the time there is. There's no time to think during a fall. We just want to be automatic about what we do. And the only way we get automatic is by doing it over and over again. The best example I can think of for that would be tying your shoes. It took you a while to learn how to tie your shoes, but now you can tie your shoes, watch TV, and talk to somebody at the same time, and all of a sudden your shoes are tied. It's the same thing for these brake falls. So when you're watching the videos for your own practice sessions, be sure to use the pause button, or perhaps you have slow motion, and study those movements so you can repeat them. And also, before you leave today, take a moment to fall on our like and subscribe buttons. And be sure to leave your comments and questions below. See you next time.